Hello, I'm Mr. McGee.
And I'm Rose.
Once again, Rose, not your real name. Oh, right, it's your internet name.
And for cyber safety.
For cyber safety, of course. Once again, I've asked you to help me with some of my homework for my librarianship course. And today we're going to learn a little bit about critical evaluation of books and websites. Do you know what critical literacy is?
No idea.
Well, basically, when you're doing research on, especially on the internet, but even in books, you have to not only learn about the facts that the book is telling you, but you sort of have to evaluate where is the author coming from. Do they have a message? How good are their facts? What are their sources? And just be critical of what you're reading and to really know that you're getting the good stuff, to make sure that you're getting the right information. Does that make sense? So we're actually using some critical literacy guides from Kathy Schrock's Discovery School website, and she has a number of critical evaluation resources for teachers and for students, and also we're using a special form. It's a critical evaluation survey for middle school meaning sort of grades 5 to 8,
Which I am in.
which you are in, Rose. So I thought it would be a good form, and it's right here. Just before that, I wanted to look at another form that Kathy Schrock had. It's the 5 W's of site evaluation. Now you know what those 5 W's are, right, Rose?
Who, what, where, when, why.
And when you're looking at a website, here's what the 5 W's for a website are. Let me just put our faces back up. There we go. Who wrote the pages, and are they an expert? Is a biography of the author included? How can I find out more about the author? What does the author say, and what's the purpose of the site? What else might the author have in mind for the site? We chose a web page to look at, and it's a really good issue. And I want you to think not only about the information we're learning on the website, but also about the website itself and some of the things. And we'll use the form evaluating a website for middle school. We may skip over some of the things in the website we're reviewing when we edit the video, but Rose and I are going to go through and just do this exercise and give you the highlights. So what website have we chosen today, Rose?
We have chosen Help Save the Endangered Pacific Northwest Tree Octopus.
And I'll just call that up. Here we go.
I still have trouble believing that an octopus could live in a tree.
Why'd you say that?
I know, because octopuses live in the water.
Well, let's read a little bit about the Pacific tree octopus. But first, should we see some of the things? Let's look at some of the questions.
It says,
Did the page take a long time to load?
I don't think so.
We have high-speed internet. It went pretty good, didn't it?
So no. You're supposed to be next.
Are the pictures on the page helpful? Well, I see a picture of a Pacific tree octopus and some nice graphs. Even some magazine articles. And so it looks like there's a lot of information.
So I'd say the pictures on the page are helpful. They are.
Okay. Are there photographs on the page? If so, are you sure? Yes, there are. If so, are you sure you can? Let's zoom in on that these pictures have not been doctored by the author. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't. That one's
A little non-realistic to me.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. There's a page here for sightings of more tree octopuses, and it gives stories. And some of these pictures just don't quite cut. There's the elusive snow octopus.
I think that's a pile of snow to me. That's what.
And there's a Sasquatch and a tree octopus, but really blurry.
Well, let's watch it to see if it makes sensible. That looks looks like an octopus to me. But I'm still not quite sure.
It's looking a bit dodgy to me, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks plastic.
There's someone with a tree octopus in their Christmas tree, and that's plastic for sure.
I think that looks like a man in a suit. Yeah, that's all a man in a suit, I can tell.
Using the data you've collected above, write a paragraph explaining why you would or wouldn't recommend this to a friend for a product or project. What do you think for part
I'm
one?
not too sure what the information sounds pretty real, though I wouldn't recommend the pictures.
Yeah, they're looking a little bit made up.
Stuffy.
Let's go to the second part of the evaluation. Does the title page tell you what it's about? Yes, it does. Is there a paragraph explaining on the page what it's about? Yes, it does.
Cowboy.
Is the information on the page useful for your project?
Information, not pictures. Okay.
Would you do a report on Pacific tree octopuses?
Probably.
Would you have gotten more information from an encyclopedia?
Yes. Is this information on the page used for your project? Information, yes. Picture, no.
Do you feel the author is knowledgeable about the topic?
Not that sure.
He certainly seems to be knowledgeable.
I don't-
There's a lot of information.
But I still don't get the hanging the box on the tree.
What do you think about Pacific Northwest tree octopuses?
I think that they'd be awesome. They could be real, but I think they're very photoshopped.
You said they're very photoshoppy, and you said they could be real. Do you mean you think they could not be real?
Not like it's so and so. I'm not quite sure if those pictures were real, but they could. But I'm not quite sure if anyone really has caught a good enough picture to really show proof.
Well, do you know what? I'm gonna open up another web page. Just a second.
You're Googling.
I'm googling Pacific Northwest tree octopus, but I'm gonna add a word:
Real or no?
hoax. And then we're gonna go to Wikipedia, because I like Wikipedia. Is usually, it's not always the best source, but it's a good place for fast information, and you know that lots of people are looking at it, so it probably is accurate. Again, it's not your only source, but it's a good first source. The Pacific Northwest tree octopus was an internet hoax created in 1998 by Lyle Zapato. This fictitious endangered species of cephalopod was given a Latin name, so it sounded real, Octopus pax arbolis, which roughly means Pacific tree octopus. It was ported to be able to live both on land and in water, near the Olympic National Forests and nearby rivers, spawning in water and where their eggs are laid. Its major predator was said to be the Sasquatch.
I'm not quite sure if the Sasquatch is real. I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah, nobody really ever sees one. It seems to be a mythical creature.
Yes.
I think we got drawn in by a really, really, really decent hoax. A really well designed hoax.
And I know who takes the candy when you leave the box in the tree. Raccoons.
I bet. So do you see why critical literacy can be very important to
Yes.
not only look, because this web page looks fantabulous.
Yes, but it's wrong.
Do you think he may have done it for a joke, not really to trick people?
I don't know. Some people will do stuff for money.
Why do you think it's important to think critically when you're online and doing research?
Because sometimes the information can be wrong. Because you have to check. Because my friend once almost got wrong information, but I said that is not real.
And it's really important to look at multiple sources, because if you just looked at this one source, you would think that this is a real thing.
You go on Wikipedia. That's what I do.
Well, thank you everybody. Once again, this is Mr. McGahee.
And Rose.
And we've been looking at the web through critical eyes. Thank you very much.
Bye.